Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Marchena Perspective, episode number 10. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Nick Fuentes has definitely become a very prominent figure when it comes to political commentary and when it comes to the far right. And he is incredibly bombastic and has always been very bombastic when it comes to having certain opinions regarding race, regarding culture, politics, Jewish supremacy, Israel's domination over politics, and how they have an opinion on each and every single area of how we handle ourselves as a country, et cetera, things that we've covered on this channel as well. So I want to talk a little bit about Nick Fuentes, why people feel so related and so represented by his opinions on all these topics. And I want to start off by saying that I really like Nick Fuentes. I really like his content. I really consume a lot of his, not only his clips, but also his show, America First. And by the way, what the heck happened to America First? Not his show, but just the America First mentality. Definitely going to talk about that on a next, on an upcoming video, because I don't feel like we're very America First right now in a lot of areas. But anywho, going back to Nick Fuentes, I feel like the reason why a lot of people are feeling so related to so many of his opinions, regardless of them being controversial or bombastic or maybe comedic or being taken out of context, etc., is because he's just saying, this is what I think, right? He is just saying people's inner thoughts out loud. It is what it is. He's just, he definitely has a very comedic way of putting things in perspective and just voicing a lot of these opinions. And he's just like saying things that a lot of people think, a lot of people on both the right and the left actually think, but they're, just a lot of people are either afraid of saying it, or a lot of people just don't want to voice these opinions because they don't want to be labeled as maybe racist or anti-Semitic or maybe inciting violence, whatever the case may be. So I think that he just puts things in perspective and voices things with a degree of sincerity and comedic twist that it is unavoidable to see him on every Instagram's feed and every person's TikTok feed or every, just like YouTube reaction channel, and obviously on Rumble where he personally streams, and obviously X where he's all over the place. So just with the purpose of adding a little bit more context and, just giving you a little bit of background, Nick Fuentes started doing, political commentary, cultural commentary back when he was 18 years old. So currently he is 26, 27 years old, and he's been banned, canceled, deplatformed, demonetized, put on a no-fly list in the last 10 years, more than a lot of other political commentators and political far-right leaning figures. And, this has cost him a lot of issues. This has cost him, of course, a lot of struggle, especially for a person of such young age to be just demonetized and just kicked out of every single platform he's tried to be or he's tried to voice his opinions on. However, with the creation of platforms such as Rumble and, of course, X, it was bought by Elon Musk, it became a lot more free speech, and it basically became a bastion of free speech. So now he's been able to post on X, and he's been able to stream on Rumble, and now we have a lot of Nick Fuentes all over the place. We can even find commentators and just reaction channels on YouTube just reacting to not only his clips but also his complete streams, which is awesome. And Nick Fuentes is not going anywhere. Okay, that's pretty much point blank what's going on. So the reason why I like him and the reason why I think a lot of people are fleeing to his channel, his streams, his opinions is because, like I mentioned before, he's saying the things that a lot of people think. But not only that, because here's the thing, guys. It is one thing to be bombastic. It is one thing to be controversial, saying things for clicks, being an idiot, or just wanting to call attention or just catch people's attentions by doing stupid things or saying stupid things with no base whatsoever. or just, being like a prankster, or just a stupid person, just, like terrorizing like innocent people in the streets that they're just like minding their own business, going about their days, and you're just a prankster, or you're just an idiot, and just like making people waste their time and disrespecting people, of course. Like that kind of streamer, I do not respect. If you're like a, like a Twitch or a Kick streamer, and you're just like smoking weed and, like, I don't know, maybe promoting pornography or OnlyFans models and all these things, like, I just don't respect it. I don't like it. I don't consume that kind of content. And of course, I don't judge anybody who does, but I just wouldn't recommend it or do it myself. Now, Nick Fuentes is the kind of person that not only he has a very bombastic, controversial opinion, like, regarding racism or different cultures when it comes to certain races, or the status of America when it comes to foreign politics, but he also explains to you why. He holds you by the hand and tells you, this is my opinion about X race, and here's why. He gives you the context, he gives you the history, he gives you the facts, the statistics, because it is one thing to say, oh, it's the Jews, and the Jews were involved in 9/11, and the Jews is because we're in war with Gaza, and we're at war with Iran. That retarded, autistic line of thinking without properly explaining why is what gets us in trouble and ridicules us in the first place. It's one thing to say it's the Jews. It's a very different thing to say it's the Jews, and here's why. And that's what Nick Fuentes does. And it's not only even when it comes to the Jews and how Israel is involved in basically all of our issues when it comes to foreign policy and the wars that we're facing and starting and getting ourselves involved in as the United States of America. It's not only that. It's also the opinions that he holds on the issues and the problems with the black community, let's say when it comes to crime, and how they commit 60% of violent crime while only being 14% of the population of the United States, or how white people are being decimated ethnically, or how their lower birth rate is definitely affecting them as a race, and how we're experiencing a lot of issues when it comes to Arab immigration, not only to the United States of America, but also unchecked Arab immigration in the European continent. Every single time he voices an opinion and he has a point of view regarding this issue, he doesn't only give you the opinion or says the thing that he wants to say for clicks. He holds you by the hand and explains to you and breaks down to you and gives you a proper rundown for you to understand why this is a problem, why he thinks this is an issue, where this issue is going, and what can be the repercussion of just letting these things happen unchecked and unregulated. So I feel like a lot of people are definitely catching on it. A lot of people are definitely becoming more observant of his opinions, and he's definitely on his generational run. We've seen how he was interviewed by Dave Smith, and he was interviewed by Candace Owens, and he was interviewed by Tucker Carlson and PBD and, Bradley Martin. He's just been all over the place lately. And the thing is that a lot of people are now saying is like, oh, you shouldn't be platforming this guy, but that's just censorship. And that is just, cancel culture. And I am super against that retarded statement that, oh, we shouldn't give a platform to certain people. Forget about that. We should definitely give a platform to everybody, because how else are we supposed to know what this people think or what this person says and why? How are we going to understand where this person comes from when it comes to the opinions that they have if we don't give them a platform for them to explain themselves? So we should give a platform to absolutely everybody. I'm a free speech absolutist, and I really truly believe that everybody should have a space for them to voice why they think the things they think, why they say the things they say. Why do they have the beliefs they have? Why are they even saying these things publicly in the first place? What's their goal? Are they after the money? Are they after the attention? Is it all the above? And how do we even know who to side with, who to defend, or who to condemn if we're just canceling people left and right? That's why censorship is such a stupid thing. And it's anti-American, by the way. Because the right to free speech is literally our First Amendment. So if you believe in censorship and cancel culture, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you're just a dumbass. If you support any sort of cancel culture, if you support any sort of censorship, and you're not for free speech, and you don't believe that everybody should have the right to say the things that they want to say in order for the people, us, for the population, to have a proper understanding of this individual's beliefs, then you're just a dumbass. And I can't help you, and nobody can help you, and you can't help yourself. Because, and I want to finish with this, if you believe that people should be canceled, whether that's Nick Fuentes or Candace Owens or Andrew Tate or Trump or Tucker, whoever it is, what's going to happen when you hold an opinion that other people consider should be canceled or censored or just buried? What's going to happen when you see yourself in that situation? Who are you going to call? Because you were the one rooting for cancellation and cancel culture and censorship in the first place. It's like that German poem from World War II. When they came for the communist, I didn't say anything because I was not a communist. When they came for the socialists, I didn't say anything because I was not a socialist. When they came for the Jews, I didn't say anything because I was not a Jew. But when they came for me, there was no one else to call. Thank you very much. God bless you, and see you on the next one. Hello there, and thank you very much for watching today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, do not hesitate to like and subscribe to the channel for you to get more content like this. Thank you very much. God bless you, and see you on the next one.